What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be making a video similar to the one I made about a year ago now about my red 7.3, talking about all the modifications I did to it, from performance to suspension, wheels, etc. That video seemed to do really good. A lot of you guys liked it, so I'm making another one of those kind of videos, but with the 6.7 now. So I guess I'll start off with the obvious stuff first. We're sitting on a 3-inch lift kit that I got from Rough Country, 37 by 1350 Nitto trail grapplers. I just made a video the other day about how them are doing after 5,000 miles. And if I get under here, you can see we are sitting on 2-inch wheel spacers, which I also got from Rough Country, which I think give it a really nice stance. I love the way this truck looks as far as the size of the wheels, the offset being that it's still on stock rims with aftermarket tires, the lift, the spacers. I really like the way this thing sits. Another obvious one, as you guys are seeing right now, would be this ranch hand bumper here. This is the Ranch Hand Legend Series full replacement front bumper. As you can see, this thing's only a couple months old too. And then also right up here for cosmetics, you can see we are running full clear headlights, and they got LEDs in there too. If you're wondering a brand on any of the lighting stuff, guys, if I'm being honest, I have no idea where they came from. I know that they're all off at Amazon somewhere. If I'm being honest, any clear headlight's gonna be the same. Any bulb is pretty much going to be the same, as long as it's, I guess, the lumens you're looking for. You're going to be good to go. And then that brings us into our mirrors here. We got the stock power fold mirrors, stock chrome cap, but this is aftermarket. They call them a switchback LED, just like the headlights. They turn orange whenever you hit the turn signal. And then when you're not using the turn signal, they are just the regular white LED. Coming back here, you can see the exhaust. It's a 4-inch straight pipe to a 6-inch tip. Back here, we got some custom stuff I did. These are some eBay special or Amazon special, wherever, LED tail lights that I took apart with the heat gun. I made a video on my TikTok, I believe, of how I did that. If you're wanting something more informative, though, to make a set yourself, I'd recommend going off of that Justin Hawksmith's channel on YouTube. If you look him up, he's got a video on how to open these up, and painted them, put them back together, did the secondary color in there for an accent, and I think they came out pretty sweet. They're not 100% perfect. They don't fit the best. In person, it looks like it matches, but through the camera, it does kind of look like a bit of a different shade color. I guess that doesn't really matter, though. It's never gonna match 100%. There's too many variants in the paint, and I guess it don't really fit the best. They didn't fit the best before I took them apart when I was running them just chrome to make sure it fit and worked. You get what you pay for, though. They were only like $100. And also back here, you're gonna notice we have a paint matched tailgate handle to match the door handles over here. The door handles on these King Ranches came from the factory paint match, but for some reason, I guess Ford decided that doing a black tailgate handle would look good. Obviously, I wasn't a fan of that, so I went and sanded them down, primed and painted. And back here, we also have these LED license plate lights. Those are just little bullshit mods that I wouldn't even recommend whatever set I got, and I don't even know the brand, unfortunately, because they actually fell apart. Like the connection where it's soldered inside there fell off randomly. Like one day I noticed it wasn't working, and I thought maybe it just came unplugged, and then I got under there and I seen that, and I'm thinking, how am I even gonna fix that? The plastic case around it's right in the way to be able to resolder it, so that's just gonna be permanently damaged like that. Coming into the interior, it's pretty much stock. We got your basic WeatherTech floor mats that, you know, fit like crap. They warp over time, but no one really cares about interior. Just your basic King Ranch. In here, what you're going to be interested in, though, is my tuning. I'm running a H&S Mini Max. A lot of guys love to to knock H&S and say they're junk, they're this and that, but in my experience, I haven't had any problems with them. The guy I bought the truck from, he just had it on the tow tune apparently the whole time, and he put that tuner on there like 5 or 6 years ago, and I've been driving the truck every day for, you know, an hour and a half every day. I'm in this truck driving minimum, and I've never had a single problem. Me personally, I run it on the street tune because I didn't want to run it on the like all-out performance race tune all the time, because I feel like that's just going to mess stuff up, pushing the most power you can. But at the same time, I'm not really towing anything with this truck. 90% of the time I'm just driving to work or driving home, so why would I have it set to tow mode if I'm not towing anything? So that's why I run it on street, and it runs pretty good right now. With these 37s in the lift and all that, I'm getting like, basically I'll call it 14 miles to the gallon. It's 13.9, but who's counting? So that's what we're looking at for the tunes. It always gets up and goes when you need to, I guess. I don't really dog on it like that, so I couldn't tell you any performance times or beating anyone in a race by any stretch of imagination. But for what I use the truck for, the tunes perform great, the transmission shifts great, etc. No complaints yet with the H&S Mini-Max, and we're sitting at 165,000 miles. As you guys can also see, we got the dark window tint. It was already on the truck, so I wish I could tell you guys what darkness it is, but I can't. The previous owner told me that the windshield is 20%, the sides are 35% on the front, which right now it looks really dark in the sun, but honestly most of the time you can see right in there, so I believe the 35. And he says the back and sides are 5%, which them things you can't see in at all, so I believe him on that. But if I'm being honest, there's no way this windshield is 20%. I think the windshield is 30, because that's what I had on my 7.3, and I think it looks like identical, and you can see out of it really good at night. And I don't think that's 20%, because I've seen trucks with 20% tint and they're way darker. That's besides the point though. So honestly, as of now, this is a pretty basic engine bay. It's starting to get dusty in here again. I've only ever cleaned it once. I'm probably just gonna leave it the way it is, to be honest with you guys. I would love to get one of those piping kits, but they're like $2,000 just for some color under the hood. I don't think it's worth it at all, because let's be honest, how often do you really pop the hood and look at your engine? So anyway, you just got your basics. We got these black off plates here. For the EGR, we got a S&B cold air intake, and then that stuff was already installed on the truck when I bought it along with the tuner, but I went ahead and did this CP4 bypass and the actual, see how good the camera can even get in there, but it's the filter for the crankcase vent. I deleted that and ran a hose straight down to the ground. That was a cheapo kit. It was like the SPE or whatever one. I didn't bother going all out. It's just a little plate that bolts to your manifold there with the hose, so I wasn't going to worry about buying the most expensive one. But this S&S CP4 bypass is obviously the more expensive one, because I didn't want to cheap out on something like that, since it could cause a really expensive repair bill if it doesn't work. A lot of you guys are going to tell me I should have switched to that new DCR pump, but to be fair, at the time when I did this, that pump wasn't even announced yet, and even if it was, I wouldn't have got it, because I don't see any problem with the CP4, and I'm sure this filter will stop anything if it does happen. And with the way I treat the truck, and I don't really go to any shitty fuel stations or nothing, I change the fuel filters, I'm sure I'm not gonna have any problems, knock on wood. All right, and there we have it. Not too crazy, just enough to the engine to try to keep this thing reliable for me, and enough cosmetic mods to make it look a little cooler. I didn't want to go nothing too crazy. I don't want any big wide rims on it or anything like that. And I figured now is finally a time I can make this video. I've been wanting to do it for a while, because I know the one of the old red did really good, but I still had more I wanted to do to this thing, and now I can honestly say this truck's pretty much where I want it to be. Not to say that there won't be more content on this thing, or that I won't do more to it, but as far as my plan is right now, this is pretty much how the truck's gonna look, other than I might do cab lights So other than that, that's all I got for you guys for today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.